I was here in L.A. I didn't go
Okay.
anywhere.
By the way, I want to show you a picture. Here's a Steeler fan. Steeler fan. Can we have a picture, Sam? Show Steeler fan.
Let's see.
Steeler fan this is Steeler fan guy. I love Ben. I love he's great. Here's a Patriot fan. Let me show you a pic. Do we have a picture of the Patriot fan?
Oh, they got money?
Yeah,
gamble
gambler,
on them?
sophisticated. Why don't we embrace New England, though for 15 years they've dominated this league and been the smartest, well-oiled, most efficient team in the league?
Very easy to dislike the New England Patriots despite all their winning and success. First of all, people don't like when a team wins a lot.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest,
Fatigue.
right? Yankees, Cowboys, I get that. But in this case, there's an little extra special sauce on the New England Patriots from the cheating. It's the cheating sauce. And a lot of people discount it and act like it's never happened. But Colin, the Spygate, and people can laugh at Deflategate, but Tom Brady got suspended for 4 games over it. Bill Belichick got a huge fine. They lost draft picks from Spygate. So when you look at New England, I don't think they'll ever be considered this greatest franchise, greatest team ever because they have stains. They have stains that some football fans won't forget and won't ignore, even though a lot of the media members and some Patriots fans, they act like it never happened.
But even if you cheated on your taxes for 15 years and 2 years you were caught cheating on your taxes and were penalized, if you were still a billionaire, I have to acknowledge, you know what the hell you're doing. I mean, at some point, they're not cheating every game they keep winning.
I got you. But I think you don't know the full story and the scope of the cheating. I don't have any evidence or facts. I'm not an investigative reporter in that sense. But I've seen it happen before where, Colin, down the road, disgruntled people will come out. When Bill Belichick and Tom Brady maybe retired and moved on, there will be all the talk. We've heard stuff before. Then we hear football players, and I just can't remember the team, who said that they threw the game and all kinds of other stuff, like come out later on, 20, 30 years later. And maybe once you find out the real scope of what the Patriot way was, and we got a taste of it from Eric Mangini. I don't know why people always just poo-poo that a guy who was on his staff and was there, and people act like it didn't matter. It does matter.
How much is just animosity, though? Because I've heard about Nick Saban in Alabama over-signing. That was when he broke into the SEC. At some point, I've always had kind of this belief system, is that I've never been blown away by people who are successful in a moment, lightning in a bottle. Like anybody in my business could get a good job. Can you keep it? Al Roker's kept his job for 30 years. Al Roker's talented. If you can keep a good job for 30, a lot of people can get good jobs, but they're idiots. They interview well. Let's say they're right. Let's say we find another little cheating mechanism that was going on there. They've been great for 15 years.
That's fine. It still takes away from the teams that do it right. And if you're going to hold Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens and Lance Armstrong and all these, Ben Johnson, if you're going to hold them to a standard, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick should be held to the same standard. That's where I think people are wrong and not fair, in that you want to make the other people pay for their past sins. And you say, I can tell you, you know this, Barry Bonds won 3 MVPs before he ever juiced. They still don't care. He's a great player. You think really that Barry Bonds juiced up and that's the only reason why he was a great player, one of the greatest players I've ever seen?
Yeah.
You don't believe that, do you?
No.
But most people do. I ask people all the time, how many times did Barry Bonds hit over 50 home runs? What's the answer?
Once.
See, you know it's once. You ask the average Joe, they say 8. They think that every year he had over 50 home runs.
He was actually skinny for about a decade.
Yes.
He looked like Griffey for a decade.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
What you're basically saying is we call out the cheaters, but New England does get, to some degree, a pass.
They get a pass, and the guy in Pittsburgh, radio guy, just went crazy on the Tom Brady.
Who is that?
This guy, what's his name? Colin Dunlop. Do you see it?
He says, the fact that some don't see Brady in the same lot as Bonds, McGuire, Rosie Ruiz, that was the New York Marathon, Armstrong is mind-blowing. Guy's a cheater, proven one. Such a stain should never go away.
I'm with him. And in this crazy rant, he mentioned me. He mentioned me.
You are the one national guy that I think. Listen, I'll always go. Okay, a prime example. Remember Michael Milken?
Yep.
Michael Milken was on Wall Street. He was a penny stock guy, and Steve Wynn, many speculated, built the Mirage on pennies, on Michael Milken's brain. And Michael Milken got busted, left, came back, very philanthropic. But the point being, it didn't take away that Michael Milken was a genius, and he was incredibly intellectually formidable when it came to financial deals. And somebody can cheat, because I think there's cheating everywhere. Christine's looking at me like I'm crazy.
No.
Great people. By the way, John Wooden, coach UCLA. Well, John Wooden had Sam Baker. Does it mean Wooden couldn't coach? That's my point. Does it? I don't.
No, but I've never said that Tom
cheating?
Brady. But I've never said that. Go ahead.
Are you condoning cheating?
No, I'm not. I'm not a cheater guy. What I'm saying is I try to contextualize all these instances. Ben Johnson won an Olympic medal on an event in which he cheated. I know Ben Johnson was still one of the fastest people in the world for 10 years. That medal should be taken away, but I don't claim he's not fast.
But the difference is when people talk about the other guys and people we mention, it always comes up in the story. You listen to the football games, they act like Tom Brady's never done anything or Bill Belichick's never done anything. And that's what I'm just saying. It's an unfair coverage. And all they talk about is the winning. I just think it should always be out there.
Okay, so Lonzo and LeBron had a very interesting moment last night.